Watch me take a graphic from this to this. Hey, and welcome to today's episode of Make It Your Own Design Academy. My name is Cynthia Kita, and I am your brand strategist, designer, and educator here at the Design Pharmacy. And today we are going to have a little bit of fun. So I don't know if you guys have been seeing the social media trend. I think it's a trend at least, where companies are appreciating their employees, but they're intentionally designing the post as like a funeral flyer. So they basically have a picture of the employee, and then they have like birds and clouds and all sorts of stuff. And I find it to be really funny because typically a lot of these employee appreciation posts do tend to look like funeral announcements, got folks' hearts palpitating and, doing all sorts of craziness. So I thought it was going to be fun to show you guys how to do an employee appreciation post without it looking like a funeral announcement. So on the screen, you'll see I just took a Canva template. To be very honest, we're just going to scrap the whole thing because we're just not doing funeral today. So we're going to start absolutely fresh with a blank slate. All right, so let's get to it. We're going to start with, I actually want to go dark. So we can do a dark color. Something that's not completely like black, but just picked a random. It's called dark gray brown. That was here on the side. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into our elements and we're going to get some lines, and you'll find that under shapes. So we're going to go ahead and add a couple of lines and just set a couple of make-believe boundaries. Then we're going to make sure it's centered, and then we're going to copy that. And now I'm just going to also make sure that's centered correctly. Then I'm going to get a frame. So we'll go to frames, just a regular circle shaped. And then I'm going to get a circle. Going to get a small one. And then I'm going to duplicate it and then put it behind as well. All right, now I'm going to select all of this and bring it over our line a little bit. And then we're going to put our employee in there. Gonna bring this circle down a bit as well, and maybe put a little bit of a border. All right, gonna make this a little bit smaller. I may change the color. Later, but we'll see. Maybe go from white to like a beige. All right, anyway, then we can go in, pardon me, and we can put in some text. So what's his name gonna be? I'm gonna change the font and everything, but just putting it in place for now. Fonts could take me like a whole day and a whole week just to find, because there's just so many options. But let me think. Yeah, I think I'll just go with this one. And then we're gonna have a sans serif. That's not centered. I actually need to change the colors. All right, now I'm gonna get a quote or quote marks. Wrong space to ask for that. I'm gonna use the color picker to try to find this color, because as you can see, I have so many color options here. And then I'm gonna put some text, just to symbolize what maybe co-workers or teammates, I mean co-workers and teammates are technically the same, but what they think of him. Rashad is just the most, let me fix that. Amazing person to work with. He's always mindful of what works for the team and is a great asset to our company. All right, so I'm gonna format this a little bit just so it looks nice and clean. And then you can have your company logo. I'm just gonna put logo. Put your logo down there. And then you could also do like a very simple, like, we appreciate you for all your hard work. I'm gonna make that all caps just to differentiate it a little bit. All right, so there we go. There's one. Let me see if we could add a little bit of confetti. So one way to make sure your stuff does not look like it belongs to the funeral home is definitely to add some confetti, because some people celebrate people's deaths, but most folks do not. So so that's one sure way to make sure that your flyer does not get mistaken for a funeral flyer. All right, so here we have it. I actually want to spread this out a little bit more. Just to the back. All right. That way I could just create some more space between everything, so it's not just crowded. All right, so here is our Employee of the Month flyer, saying thank you to Rashad for all his hard work. And I need to fix this typo right here. I'm sure y'all were probably saying something to your screen, but there we go. And I could probably make this slightly bigger. All right, so no more funeral for, I know it's a Samuel George, but Rashad. Now we have something more appropriate for him. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna make a couple of these for you guys, and I'm gonna put it in our shop. So stay tuned for that. I'll let you guys know when it's available. But I hope you enjoyed this little snippet. I know I made the dark version here, but we could also make the light version. Find like a dark brown. I'm just choosing random colors. But here's a light version as well. So we have our darker version, our lighter one, and then we just need to change the colors here and the transparency. Yeah, so there we go. We have our dark and then our light. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will catch you guys, in the next one. All right, have a great day. Bye.